They claim to be experts. They claim to know Islam. But what they won't tell you is that they're just copying each other. When you watch Christian apologists online, you'll notice something strange. They all say the same things. They quote the same verses. They even repeat the same misinterpretations. Why? Because they're not studying Islam. They're studying each other.
We're Americans, and you would say that maybe fighting for capitalism is good, but maybe on the other hand, you would say fighting for creating a system where people could actually worship God is bad. And I would have a problem with that. You have a contentious issue with somebody that fights in the name of God.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Our contention is when people say that that's not what our book says.
It does not say that you could just go fight and kill somebody.
So when you look at the verse, fight those who do not believe in Allah, nor the last day, from the people of the book until they pay the jizya. The people are being fought because of what they believe and their lack of belief in Islam. They're being fought for that. And if you look at the tafsirs and the rulings and the scholars, what they say, they give the context. It was after Muhammad conquered Arabia, and then he pointed his attention to the Christians. This honorable ayah was revealed with the order to fight the people of the book. After Muhammad gained control, defeated his enemies, then he got the order to fight Jews and Christians on the 9th year of the Hijrah, and he prepared his army to fight the Romans and called the people to jihad, announcing his intent and destination. Paying the jizya if they do not choose to embrace Islam. So that's what I'm talking about, it being imposed on them.
You said Islam means peace, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, isn't it the Quran in chapter 9, verse number 29, order the Muslims to fight and to kill all the Christians? Either they pay the jizya and they convert, or they die.
If it's in the time of war, I wouldn't worry about it.
Hold on, my friend.
But
Hold on.
it's not.
Okay, and
yes.
in the time of war, but the Christian did not wage war on you. It's you waging war. Read with me carefully. Just fight against those who believe not in Allah, nor the last days, nor what is forbidden, which is forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, and those who acknowledge not the religion of the truth from the people of the scriptures. Okay, why he want to fight them? Because they don't acknowledge the following things: the last day of Islam, what is forbidden by Islam, and the messenger of Islam. Do I agree? Okay, so what is the reason to kill them? Because they don't acknowledge. And I think the verses are clear.
Let's expose the chain of repetition. Christian Prince. He was one of the first on YouTube using Arabic to debunk Islam. He made a name quoting hadith and tafsir, mostly out of context. His videos became a resource library for other apologists. Sam Shamoun, a fiery debater who frequently borrowed content and tone from Christian Prince. Shamoun often rants on the same topics: child marriage, Quranic contradictions, and violence, but rarely does he cite proper academic sources. David Wood. David watched both of them and combined their methods with drama and theatrics. His educational videos are built on the foundation laid by Shamoun and Christian Prince. God Logic. Then comes God Logic, the student of the students. His videos mirror Wood's tone, Shamoun's arguments, and Christian Prince's tactics. You'll see him use the exact same talking points, often without even understanding the Arabic behind them. Different faces, same formula. Same script, passed down, recycled, and rebranded. Watch closely, the same hadith used the same way. No context, no explanation, just shock value arguments repeated word for word.
This is your Muslim website saying, take for example the case where companion of the Prophet drink his blessed urine. The blessed urine of the Prophet. It's so holy and so shine. When you take it and you drink it, you will feel so good, so fine. His holy shit is so good. It's better than any food.
Then he performed ablution, and I drank from the remaining water. Do you see how sick this man was? I did a session already on Muhammadans' obsessive behavior and fascination with Muhammad. Muslims used to drink the leftover water of Muhammad, used to smear his spittle all over them, and drank his blood and his urine. Do you know that? According to the authentic Muslim sources, and I did a session on it, the sources say that Muslims would take Muhammad's leftover water, the water he would use, for wudu, drink it. They would take his his spit, smear it on themselves. They even drank his urine and his blood. One lady got up drinking a bowl thinking it was water, and it was actually Muhammad's urine. And Muhammad said, your stomach will never, ever bother you again. Then he performed ablution, and I drank from the remaining water. He drank his dirty leftover water, the water he used to clean his face, his hands, armpits, his private part.
These aren't independent critiques. They're clones designed to make you think these men did the research. They didn't. They watched each other.
Yeah, so if we're right about what the Quran says, that the Quran is affirming our scriptures, and we're right about the Quran contradicting our scriptures, then Muslims, they're stuck in a dilemma because there are two possibilities. Either we have the inspired, preserved, authoritative Word of God, or we don't. It's one or the other. If we have the inspired, preserved, authoritative Word of God, Islam is false because Islam contradicts the inspired, preserved, authoritative Word of God that we have. Alternatively, if we don't have the inspired, preserved, authoritative Word of God, Islam is false because Islam affirms the inspiration, preservation, authority of our scriptures. So if we have the Word of God, Islam is false. If we don't have the Word of God, Islam is false. Either way, Islam is false, and that should be considered a really big problem by Muslims and their dawah guys.
Adam, you are unstage.
Hello.
Hello, you a Muslim?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man? How do you solve this Islamic dilemma, bro?
Can you repeat your argument, please?
All right. The Quran confirms the Bible, but it confirms the Bible while it also contradicts the Bible. So, since it confirms the Bible is true. Since the Quran contradicts the Bible, that means that the Quran is false. If the Bible is false and corrupted, then the Quran is still false because it is confirming a false, corrupted book. So either way you go, if the Bible is true, like the Quran says, then the Quran is false because it contradicts it. If the Bible is false and corrupted, like Muslims say, then the Quran is still false for confirming a false, corrupted book. That's the dilemma.
This is more than just laziness. It's deception. When misinformation is repeated enough times, it becomes convincing, especially to those who don't verify it. But here's the irony. They're praised for their Islamic knowledge. Yet not a single one of them learned Islam from Muslims or Islamic scholars. They won't tell you their information is secondhand. They won't tell you they've been corrected by Muslims again and again. And they won't tell you they're afraid of real dialogue because real knowledge exposes their game.
In Luke, Jesus is called the Son of the Most High. Who's the Most High picking out here?
The Father.
The Father. Is there any instance where the word specifically the Most High applied to Jesus?
Yeah.
Where?
In Daniel 7.
In the New Testament, sir.
Well, Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man.
I asked you, the words the Most High, do they
Yeah.
ever apply to Jesus in the New Testament?
Oh, well, yeah, again, he's the Son of Man who is identified as the Most High.
That's not
in
the
Daniel
question.
7.
I said the words the Most High, these words, do they ever appear for Jesus in the New Testament?
Again, I'm saying yes, he's the Son of Man who is
Sir,
identified
I
as the
asked
Most
you about
High.
the words the Most High.
He's
Okay,
the Son of Man who...
perfect. There isn't any.
They build platforms off of shallow arguments and teach the next wave of apologists to do the same. So, next time you hear someone like God Logic quote a hadith, ask yourself, did he study this? Or did he just copy what David would copied from Sam Shamoon, who copied it from a Google search? Don't fall for the echo. Don't trust copycat critics. Learn Islam from Muslims. White heavy checkmark subscribe for truth. Share this video. Expose the echo chamber. This is Truth Unveiled, where we don't just challenge arguments. We expose the factory where those arguments are mass-produced. Stay aware, stay sharp, and always ask, who's really doing the research? Because truth doesn't echo, it stands on its own.